Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of The Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. How's everybody doing today? You know, every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in. I don't want to talk about Cheyenne Bryant anymore. However, things just keep on popping up where I have something to say that I think needs to be heard and needs to be said and things of that nature. Now, as we know before, Dr. Umar had come out to try to defend Cheyenne and da-da-da-da-da. He goes in depth a little bit more with that thought pattern on a recent platform that he was on. And I have a couple of problems. His take is problematic. His take is problematic for a couple of different reasons. And we are going to talk about those reasons today. Because it ticked me off. It irritated me. I got instantly irritated. Because before I click it, I don't like narratives for the sake of narratives. I don't like talking points for the sake of talking points. If we're going to say something, we're going to let it be the truth. And I'm not going to uphold false narratives for the sake of a talking point or upkeep it, to be blunt with it, for the sake of upkeeping the online gender war. I am not interested in keeping up a gender war for clicks, views, or anything. My channel is interested in the truth, getting down to the nitty-gritty of things, and making sure that we have as authentic of a perspective and truthful and honest of a perspective as we possibly can have.
Cheyenne Bryant, she getting a lot of backlash right now. How you feel about that, man?
Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Let me speak to my sister. Let me speak to Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. And yes, I'm going to call her doctor. I am. She says she is. That's enough for me. Now, let me state for the record, Art, I have a doctorate, a real one. Okay?
Now, before we get to it, people should already know what my take on Dr. Umar is. Probably the only thing about himself that he has not been fraudulent about is his credentials. His educational credentials are actually real. That came under scrutiny before. Years ago, people did their research. He actually has the credentials that he says that he has. My issue is him scamming about that school. So in my eyes, he's still in the same boat as Cheyenne for grifting on the community. He just didn't lie. He just didn't happen to be lying about his education.
I'm not saying nobody else don't. I'm saying what I got. I went to an American Psychological Association accredited doctoral training program. I am a doctor of psychology and clinical psychology. I will repeat, I am a doctor of psychology and clinical psychology. I am also a certified school psychologist. I also have 3 master's degrees in the field of psychology, clinical, school, and general. Now, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant has exploded into social media space. Her career has really taken off since I first learned of her around the time of my last Nick Cannon interview approximately 2 years ago. I have followed her here and there. She is a stunningly beautiful woman, and she also claims to have her doctorate in psychology. She claims that she went to Argosy University, and I'm not doubting nothing she says because I have no reason to. The school closed down. She has some issues with the transcript, the degree, whatever the case may be. She has a book out now. It's a best-selling book, Art, and it's doing very well. She's being interviewed. She's been on Shannon Sharp. She's been on Nick Cannon. She's been on Cam Newton. She's been on Joe Button, right? She's a big name amongst the sisters. She goes on the Breakfast Club, and they ask her about her degrees, and she explains about what happened with the school. I don't know the details. I don't care. People start to roast her and attack her, claiming she's fraud. She then goes on Joe Budden. Shout out to them. I didn't see the interview, Art, but allegedly they say Joe Budden and them asked her some really good questions that left more unanswered than answered. For the past 2 weeks, Art, she has been the butt of everybody's internet joke. Here's what I'm going to say. And other doctors of psychology don't agree. Cheyenne Bryant having or not having a doctorate does nothing to my doctorate, Art. It does nothing to my career. It does nothing to my profession. I don't have a need to investigate her. I don't have a need to slander her, to belittle her, to malign her, to assault her. I don't have no need to do anything against that Black woman because she hasn't hurt anybody. She is a life coach, Art, and you don't have to be certified or have a doctorate or a license to be a life coach. She ain't misdiagnosed nobody. She ain't done no clinical work without a license. I haven't seen any wrongdoing from Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
Now we gonna pause him right there. That's the first part of my problem. You don't know what she done did to nobody. How you gonna sit up and say she ain't did no wrongdoing? You don't know that. How you know that? How do you know what she has done? What harm she has done? Hey, Quality, how you doing, sweetheart? Shout out to Quality. He does very, very good reviews. He reviews and reacts to things mostly pertaining to hip hop and popular entertainment and media. He's funny and he's actually really insightful. So if y'all are interested, please go to Quality's channel and subscribe to him. You don't know what she has done. You don't know what harm she has done. There are people coming out right now she might be in some legal trouble because there are people now coming out that are speaking against her because they were under the impression that she had the expertise that she said she had in psychology, that she was a doctor, that she, had the credentials. They went to her, they paid a specific amount of money for help, did not receive that help, and they are coming out and saying, wait a minute, she wasn't even qualified to help me in this way. The publisher of her book in Here Tell are issuing out refunds because the credentials are not real. The other problem that I have with what he said was her or not having or having a doctorate doesn't do anything to his doctorate. So therefore, it is of no consequence or for him to say anything about it. And by extension, other people who have doctorates, particularly in this field, should not be compelled to say anything about her or speak on her, whether or not she has the education and the credentials that she says that she has. The problem with that is, ain't no way. This is how we've gotten to this point as a Black community. This is how we got to this point. Part of how we've gotten to the point where our appearance value is collectively bad in one way or the other is by trying to say, well, what they do over there don't affect me, but it do. Because the Black men and women who have earned their degrees, who have earned their doctorates, who have gone through that work, should not allow a charlatan among their rank, somebody to come along, and once it is realized that they are actually grifting and lying about the credentials, no matter what somebody think about credentials, they should not be allowing that into their circle, because once you let one charlatan in, the other ones, it's a free-for-all. Now anybody can say that they're doing this and doing that, and they got this and they got that, and you let this one, and this one come in and perpetrate the fraud. So now you can't get mad that now there's an influx of people claiming to be this and claiming to be that, and the people who really are that never said anything, or they protected it, or they call themselves, we ignored it. At the beginning of the foolishness of feminism and the whole whacked out mindset that Black women had, many good Black women said the same. Well, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. How this woman run her life, and the outcomes that she received, if she received bad outcomes, it doesn't have anything to do with my family. It doesn't have anything to do with how my marriage is going, with how I'm raising my kids, with how me and my husband interact and me and my family interact. And collectively as Black women, we paid for that, because that infection spread. This is why I don't agree with, just don't talk about certain stuff and it'll go away. No, it does not. We can ignore one-off foolishness, but we have to have the foresight as a group of people to be able to discern when a certain kind of behavior has the potential to spread and be problematic. And so once we realize that it has the potential to spread and be problematic, we have to become proactive in cutting it off. No, we got to cut that off. No, cut that right off. Nope, we're not going to let you pass. We're not going to let you do it. We're not letting you do that. As a Black community, we have a problem making an example out of people. Okay? We don't like making examples out of people, especially if they are other Black people. For whatever reason, we be getting into our feelings about that. Oh, you're being too hard. Not being hard enough. As a group, not closing the ranks hard enough and standing on business about all the various problems when they presented themselves is what's got us in this mess. Okay? Because there was a subset of good Black women who was like, I'm just going to ignore them because they are on foolishness, but I don't have nothing to do with it. And then there was another subset that spoke loudly. No, we cannot have this type of foolishness among our women. But usually we get hushed up. I'll leave it alone. You know, y'all doing too much. Y'all doing too much. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Why y'all gotta be on it like that? Why you have to, you know, make a big deal? We always getting our feelings about making a big deal. And we use so many different excuses. Oh, what they doing over there don't bother me. Well, white people do it. We don't say, we quote unquote don't say nothing when white people do it. So why we gotta say something when Black people do it? We don't stand on business good enough. We don't stand on business collectively enough. We always get into this divisive mode, down into the details. Well, you know, well, should it really matter if she got a degree? Because then I bet you, I mean, because Dr. Phil, he ain't no doctor, and you know, but Dr. Phil ain't got nothing to do with this. If white folk wanted to let Dr. Phil perpetrate like he was a doctor and put him on a TV show, that's white folk. He wasn't part of the Black community, and he did not have a big thing going on in the Black community. His show was nationally syndicated, yada, yada, yada. If you watch Dr. Phil, blah, 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 blah. We're talking about the people who specifically infiltrate our spaces, who lie and try to get clout and grift with us on the backs of our trauma, pain, the stuff that we need help with. Black people as a whole need a lot of like therapy, because we need to be able to see things from a different perspective. Many of us are in survival mode. We don't know how to not be in survival mode, and we need to be able to differentiate and discern why we're in survival mode and how to get out. So therapy helps help us gain a new perspective on how we're approaching certain things, you know, why we allow certain things, why we act a certain way, why do we do certain things, and, you know, things of that nature. So it'll help us out in our own lives. We're just now, as a group of people, coming to the realization that it's nothing wrong with actually going to therapy after many, many decades of having a stigma about it. Oh, well, you going to see somebody, you must be crazy. We just now getting over that within the past 5 to 10 years. We just now getting over that to actually have real conversations about mental health and how many times what we've gone through as Black people, both collectively and individually, have had negative influences on how we live our life as adult people. So us as a Black community, we have our own issues. You know, some of it requires therapy, some of it don't, whatever. Stout. That's the word. Gatekeep. Black people don't know how to gatekeep nothing. We don't know how to gatekeep nothing. Everything that we do as a group of people, everything about our culture, everything about what we culturally create, all of those things, we never gatekeep. We always inviting somebody to the cookout. Not only are we always inviting somebody to the dang cookout that don't belong there, we will allow people to integrate within us that we know don't really have, or they're not really being authentic. They could possibly hurt the space, and we always think we'll be okay. It's just one or two people, we'll be okay. No, we won't. Too passive when we ought to be standing 10 toes down on business. This is how culture vultures make all their money off of us. And we sit and we complain about we are creative people. Everybody want to do what Black Americans do, and that may be true. But since we don't gatekeep anything, that means that we are never the biggest beneficiaries of that which we create. Everybody else becomes the biggest beneficiary of that which we create. Then we want to complain. Man, how this group get this over us? That's our stuff. How this other group get this stuff up? That a big one is hip hop. Did not gatekeep hip hop culture at all. Did not. Allowed anybody into it. And I hate to get off into it, but I'm going to say it. We let guys like Drake into hip-hop culture. And not only did he rap, quote unquote, but now you're finding people trying to bend the rules of hip-hop. It has always been taboo for a rapper to have a ghostwriter. Always. Now, all of a sudden, it ain't that bad. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. To the point where people are arguing about whether or not it should even be something like rap battles, when rap battles been the case. Since the inception of hip-hop, folks been battle rapping. All in the street. Whole ciphers. But we don't gatekeep nothing, so everything that we do gets watered down. And then other people get the biggest benefit. All these record companies get to peddle what we did. I don't count Eminem in this because Eminem stayed in his lane. Eminem did not try to be Black or talk about Black stuff. Eminem talked about that trailer house, the drugs his mama was taking, and white people hood problems. He talked about trailer park problems. And he did not attempt to use his whiteness to water down hip hop. Eminem ain't the problem. It's the little hats that owned the labels that's the problem. But we're going to get off of that. I seen that. The way Cheyenne sat there and disrespected Touré on a live show. Matter of fact, before I go on, but let me see if I can't find. Because she sat there and cussed that man clean out. This is who's on the panel. I'm not going to show it, but you'll be able to hear it. There are 4 people on this panel. I'm going to let you hear this entire exchange. It's about 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes.
Doc, what do you think about the notion of holding parents criminally responsible for their children's behavior?
I said it earlier. I said it's circumstantial. I think that if a parent is neglecting their child of what's needed for them to be mentally stable and healthy and be in a state of mind where they can actually, operate as a citizen who isn't impaired, then I think that that parent who's providing those resources, should not be have consequence or discipline. But again, if you're neglecting your child in any manner, I think there should be consequences to a parent, no matter what, if there's neglect at the hands of a child. But y'all know how I feel. I feel gentle parenting makes for a child. I think that there are rules and there's structure, and there's a thing called boundaries, and boundaries have been proven to create healthy relationships, not just between people, but for that person within themselves. And if we raise kids with no boundaries and no structure and discipline, they go out into the world and they don't understand that, and they end up being in battles, and they end up actually having a lot of issues with law enforcement. They end up being the child that's disruptive. And
the clip that you are hearing is just a day old. So this is from yesterday. This is not an old clip.
School and class, because they don't understand that the world doesn't revolve around them. There's a big world that they are able to participate in, but they cannot be the center of attention to everything. And so I'll end on saying that what I do agree with is that every child is different, and that every child may not necessarily need the same level of discipline, but every child does need structure and discipline in order for that child to grow up and be an adult who understands that this is the law of the land, this is how life works. And successful people, not just only externally, but internally, what they do carry at the nucleus of who they are is discipline and boundaries.
If gentle parenting creates gentle children, sign me up. I definitely want to create more gentle adults, especially men. Hold on, everybody, especially men.
You are
My
a gentle.
God, are you kidding? Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. That's what we need in the world, is more gentle men who understand.
Ray, you're very gentle, and it comes at an angle that doesn't always work for people.
Let's just stop and go back, because I'm wrapping the show and you're interrupting me.
First of all,
this is what we spent.
Mind you, he is wrapping the show. She basically had the closing statement. Her closing statement segued into him wrapping the show. They're saying that this clip is from 6 months ago, and the exec producer hid the clip from the public until now. Well, whether it was 6 months ago, the thing say to yesterday, it's a day old. Whether that's true or not, Allah knows best. I don't think that it makes a lot of difference to what we are saying today. Her behavior is her behavior. What she said, he utilized in order to segue into his rapping statements of the show. She's interrupting him as he's talking. She keeps trying to interject. Now, nobody interjected when she was going on her little goofball ramble. Okay, fine, girl, because we asked you the little question or whatever. Whatever your answer is, that's fine. You know, she had her closing statement. Nobody else is talking. This is Teray's turn because he is apparently trying to wrap the show up. She's interrupting as he's doing so. So this is why he said, let's just stop. Because now he's getting irritated because you won't even shut up to let me do my clothes so we can get out of here. We done with the conversation.
A whole meeting on this.
First of all, Teray, first of all, Teray.
Why don't you let me wrap the show? I'm ending the show.
First of all,
what is the point of interrupting me? We're getting out of here. Like, what is the point? What is the point? It says go to host up.
Voice when you're talking to me. Lower your fucking voice when you're talking to me because you're acting very, very gentle, very soft, and very feminine. And this is the problem. Teray, you talk to your wife like that. You don't talk to me like that. I am not your wife. You don't talk to me like that. I'm not your wife, gentle. I'm not your wife, softy. Don't talk to me like that. You talk to your wife like that, not me. Teray, talk to your wife like that. Do not talk to me like that. That is not how you That is not how you professionally approach me. Don't fucking talk to me like that. Check.
Frank and Ariva, I apologize.
Check.
Mind you, Teray's mic is being muted at this point. She's shaming him and trying to call him rainbow. Yeah, you are soft. You talk to your wife like that. Don't effing talk to me like that. Like who you bucking up at?
Check yourself. You don't talk to me like that.
Hold on,
talk to your
Doc.
wife like that.
Doc, hold on.
Shut the fuck up talking to me like that. That's what you do. That's what you do. You better tap into your gentleness and real quick.
Are we ready?
I've been ready. Been ready.
Ariva, Frank, you guys ready?
Yep.
You ready, Tori, to wrap this up?
Yes, as I was doing.
And then we'll speak off camera. Here we go.
We always ask, when should a parent be held?
So the rest of that was him actually rapping. Who you coaching and psychologizing with that type of attitude? You don't even conduct yourself with decent respect. That man ain't said nothing to you that warrant all of that. Toray is kind of nice. Regardless of whether you agree with his opinions on things and this, that, and the third, that's irrelevant to the fact that Toray wasn't cussing her out. He wasn't doing anything. He was simply trying to conduct the show. That's all he was doing. You're interrupting him as he's doing so because you was too stupid to realize that the show was ending. You're still trying to get your goofy point across, but it's time to shut up. She didn't even take the cue or read the room. The other two people were silent because Whatever we didn't say during the course of the show, we just didn't get it out. Whatever. It's time to end the show. She was too goofy to understand that the show is ending. We are no longer having a conversation. He's ending the show. He segued into the closing. Goofy. Let's go to a commercial break. After these messages, we'll be right back. So I need everybody to go to ashkicking.com. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. If you want to keep your skin looking and feeling its absolute best, then you need the body butter that is on the screen right now. And if this is going to be your first order, please take advantage of the 10% discount using the promo code Crimson at checkout. Once again, the link is pinned to the top of the chat, ashkicking.com. Oh, you guys are bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button. Bam, bam. You got to go ahead and hit the like button. Thank you so much. Ty Boxing said when Shaka Khan was talking about Cam Newton and Nick Cannon, no issues. Now when she talks bad 304 behavior, now people want to do forensic accounting about credentials. I'm going to say something to that too in a minute. Thank you, Deep Thought said he's a fraud just like her. You see, they only get invited to these kangaroo hyena podcasts. Thank you for the coin hyena phrase. Thank you, Charles, for the super sticker. I greatly appreciate you. And thank you, Deep Thought. Once again, said we don't seek spirituality for self-enrichment. We're going to hit another commercial, and then I'm going to clarify something, and we're going to allow Dr. Umar to complete his thought because I have some more things to say about him as well.
How do you know when you're doing a proper push-up? You don't know, and you won't know until you have one of these. Are you tired of doing push-ups and not seeing the results you want? It's probably because you're not getting a full range of motion. Cheating your reps means you're cheating yourself out of gains. But what if there was a way to guarantee a perfect, full-range push-up every single time? Introducing the Proper Push, the revolutionary machine designed to transform your workout and make every rep count. Watch this. As you go down, the Proper Push ensures your chest touches the button. Then you have to come all the way up, hitting the top button, forcing you to complete a full range of motion. This isn't just about going up and down. It's about maximizing muscle activation. With every proper push-up, you're intensely engaging your chest, shoulders, triceps, and core. Consistent, full-range reps are the secret to building real strength and a chiseled physique. But the Proper Push does more than just guide your form. It has a built-in rep counter. That's right, no more losing track or getting distracted. The machine counts for you, so you can focus 100% on your effort and breathing, pushing your limits without the mental gymnastics. This is accountability like you've never experienced before. It holds you to a higher standard, turning every workout into a session that builds elite-level strength. Think about it. While others are doing half reps, you'll be mastering perfect form, becoming truly elite. The Proper Push isn't just for experts either. If you're just starting out, the plank mode is perfect for building foundational core strength. And for the seasoned athletes, the timer mode will challenge you to crank out as many perfect reps as possible against the clock. This isn't just another piece of gym equipment. This is the dawn of a new era in fitness. An era where you are held accountable, where every single rep makes you stronger, and where you become the elite athlete. The superior trainer, the ultimate warrior you were always meant to be. This is the first of its kind. This is the future. Welcome to the era of the Proper Push. Click the link below to get yours, and start your transformation today. Thanks for watching, and get ready to push properly.
Go ahead and hit the link at the top of the chat, theproperpush.com/VIP, in order to unlock your VIP exclusive offer for only $1. And there are only 100 spots. Once those 100 spots are gone, they are gone. However, 100 spots or not, we need everybody to sign up with their email in support of our opening up our Kickstarter campaign. So for your VIP exclusive offer, you will receive 20% off the Proper Push when the product is ready to launch, exclusive Proper Push merch deals, instant alerts when the Kickstarter goes live, and first access to early bird Kickstarter rewards and limited deals. So all you have to do is click the link at the top of the chat, put your email in, and verify it. Once you do that, you will be sent an email in order to reserve your VIP. Check your inbox. If it's not in your inbox, it will be in your spam or junk folder. So be sure to check that out. Okay. What I wanted to talk about prior to going back to this, I wish I had remembered where this big kerfuffle started with her and the credentials thing, because it wasn't really when she started talking about women. It was a couple of weeks back when she was on Joe Budden's podcast and started talking about licensure. That's when it really blew up. And I didn't recall that even on Mr. Jeff's show. I didn't recall it on the ladies' table, or I would have clarified that. That's when it really started blowing up and people wasn't letting it go, because she was speaking to the general public who were laymen's, who have not gone through any of these processes and don't know much about insurance and licensure and therapy and all of that type of stuff and the process behind the scenes. And she got corrected by the therapist community. She got corrected. Once they started talking about licensure, they went into it. Do she even got her doctorate? Because if she had her doctorate and she was in knowledge about licensure, she wouldn't have said what she said. It didn't sound right to them because they work in that field and they know how it works. So it didn't sound right to them. So they started blowing it up. The stuff that she said about women or whatever, that was like a couple of months ago, month and a half, maybe 2 months ago. People wasn't really blowing up about that. But that's just my opinion there. Let's go back to this.
So what do I think is going on here, Art? I believe that Black women, I'm going to call the kettle black. Some men too, but mostly Black women are attacking her out of jealousy. They are jealous of her looks. They are jealous of her life coaching career. They are jealous of her podcast success. They wish they were in her position. And because they are not, they are trying to destroy that woman. Period, point blank in the story. I've told you before, Art, that Black men have a problem with each other, right? We got an ego problem. I think Black women's problem with each other exceeds Black men's problem with each other. What they are doing to Dr. Cheyenne Bryant is absolutely unacceptable.
And that ticked me off more than anything. I'm going to tell you why that ticked me off so bad. Because that is what some of the chicks that's still trying to rock with her, that's what she's saying, and that's what some of them chicks still saying. Oh, y'all are just jealous, this, that, and the third. The Black women and some men who are also in the field of psychology, have their doctorates and things of that nature, But we're going to focus on the women part. Those women are not jealous of her. Okay? Those women are not jealous of her. That is not why they began to speak out about her lying about them credentials. To minimize how the women have spoken out in mass, to whittle it down to y'all are just being jealous, catty women when the women are holding her accountable. This is partially why women don't speak out and hold other women accountable. This is partially why. Because then now we gotta be, y'all just jealous of her. Y'all doing too much. We doing too much? Jealous of what? Listen, let me tell you something. And some folk ain't gonna like me pointing this out, but I'm gonna point this out. Women might have been her biggest audience. Who she was really aiming, what she was talking to, what she was talking about, and all that type of thing. Women was probably her biggest demographic that she was talking to and would be included as her audience. But let's make no mistake. We don't know her because Black women platformed her. We know her because Black men platformed her. Shay Shay, Cam, Nick Cannon, Joe Budden. I'm missing somebody. Somebody else had her on there as well. These are men with huge platforms. Millions or more per person. Now, I'm not saying she ain't never been on a female's platform, but name me 5 or 6 women with that level of following that platformed her like that. So we know her because of that, because they saw a cute chick, probably was sizing her up to see which one of them could clap cheeks. They probably wasn't so much listening to nothing she had to say. Didn't matter to them. I don't think it mattered to those guys what she was saying. But they saw a cute chick. She good for content. Click, you know what I'm saying? She good for clicks and engagements and views and all that type of stuff. So therefore, we platformed her on there. It is what it is. And I don't think anybody, right? She was on tonight's conversation for about a year or so. That's a huge platform, Ace Metaphor. And I don't think anybody in any one of them places, whether she was being interviewed by a woman, a man, whomever, I don't think anybody bothered to truly investigate whether or not she had paperwork for real. They kind of just took her word and, it's content. We talking. That's just what I didn't like about it. When women come out in mass to check another woman, we don't need that kind of foolishness. Y'all just jealous of her. Ain't nobody jealous of her. And if it is a demographic of women that quote unquote are jealous of her, it would be the minority. But what that got to do with gatekeeping? What does that have to do with saying, no, she's wrong? She's wrong. Now, had those same women from the therapist community and the psychology community and all of that stuff had ingratiated her in, regardless of her lies, then we would be saying the opposite. Why the sisterhood always protecting Black women no matter what they do? You know she on some BS, but y'all just protecting her because she a Black woman. And then if we don't say nothing, y'all didn't check her, y'all didn't stop it. Those doctors, those ladies that have come out strongly on the internet, I doubt very highly them women are jealous of her. I doubt very highly that those women are just jealous of her for some kind of reason, because she cute. What are we in high school, middle school? And she cute to who? Because I don't think she really cute to nobody but the guys who was eyeballing her. That's why they had her on the show. So they could eyeball her. She wearing the tightest dresses and the shortest little shorts and all that kind of stuff. They eyeballing her. Might could clap cheeks later. Never know. She's showing up half naked to events in sheer gowns. We might be able to clap cheeks. You know how men think. They ain't trying to hit a bimbo babble. They don't care nothing about what she said. They nod their head, okay, we can bootlegally have a little conversation. Man, they trying to see something. Get her over here so she can see something, so they can see something. So that's who she cute to. And she ain't that fine. She cute. That's it. And she knew exactly how to show up with her cleavage and then, the sexy dresses and the cute little boots. And she do herself up now. She go ahead and do herself up. She don't come outside lacking. I tell you that. But she know how to do herself up because she know how she playing in people's face. She know who face she playing in. She don't even want to talk to no women. I'm gonna tell you something. The reason why she was more than willing to go on men's shows rather than other women's shows, maybe women who were doctors and things of that nature in her field, is because the women would not be overwhelmed, quote unquote, by how cute she was. They want to talk to her about her school, the profession. What are you doing? See, and she not ready to have that conversation because she's shucking and jiving. Okay? So she don't want to have no conversation that a woman want to have. Because the women gonna sister girl her for a little bit, and then now we want to talk. So she'll get the sister girl part, she'll get that part, but she ain't really trying to have that kind of conversation. So she rather go over where the men is at because she know for a fact that the men know she's saying bimbo babble. They know that. The men who platformed her know that. They're not taking her seriously. They just having a conversation because it's good for clicks and views. And so because they're men, you know, she know how to show up. She halfway cute, so she know how to show up. And you know, I can have a conversation with you with my cleavage out. You gonna look at the cleavage and you gonna let me talk crazy long as I sit here and look cute. We already know. And I'm not mad at the men about it. I'm just saying that's what it is. Men will let a cute chick talk stupid to them for a little bit just because she cute. Long as she ain't being disrespectful, he'll let her talk bimbo babble. He don't care nothing about what she talking about. It don't matter. He mess with white women, but you can't tell me no cute black chick with her boobs out. Shannon is a man. Shannon is a man. He like women. He like when them tatas is out. And he like when that booty sitting and them eyes blinking. He a man. And just like pretty much any man gonna skin and grin in a cute chick face. He don't care nothing about what she talking about because she ain't saying nothing. She know that and they know that. So let me be clear. I don't blame the men for platforming her, but I'm pointing it out that it wasn't because I keep hearing. The reason I'm pointing that out is because I keep hearing from various different people who cover this topic. Oh, well, black women propped her up. Not necessarily. They're her audience overwhelmingly. But it wasn't through black female platforms where she got her popularity. You know. So I mean, you know, it's viral. Nick Cannon worried about her saying, "Oh, well, you this and you that," and Cam Newton ain't worried about that. That's a viral clip. That's gonna make money. They ain't worried about what she think about them, because they gonna when that interview over, they gonna do what they was gonna do anyway. Care nothing about what Cheyenne think of them. If you think they care at all about anything that she was talking about, you got nothing coming. So that's why I wanted to talk about that. His take irked me. I was very irked by his take. Thank you so much. HVAC said we got to stop platforming these people like her. This is how you stop the gender war. K Michelle, another one that's got to go, along with Ace Metaphor. It's a lot of people that have had long enough to spread foolishness, so we don't need to hear their foolishness. We can simply combat it. I agree with that. Definitely. Thank you, David, for your super sticker. I appreciate you very much. And thank you again, HVAC. So that's exactly our problem, Crimson. Most black people have a high school mindset. You know it's bad when younger guys like me have more maturity than the older folk. It's embarrassing. Like, what are we doing? Yeah. And thank you once again for another super sticker, Charles. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, good brother. So I appreciate everybody for coming through. Let me get this off my chest because I was very irritated by his take. It just irritated me. Anyway, jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, is the Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.